What if I told you that your money could start working for you without you lifting a finger? Sounds like a dream, right? But in reality, you can build wealth with a concept so simple, yet so powerful, that even billionaires use it to multiply their fortunes. It's called compounding, and in the next 10 minutes, you're going to discover how this financial secret can transform your life. But wait, have you ever wondered why some people always seem to get ahead while others struggle? No matter how hard they work, could compounding be the hidden reason? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see how this little-known concept could be the game changer you've been looking for. Let's dive in. 1. The promise of compounding, 0 30 to 200. Let's start with a simple question. What does compounding really mean? Imagine this. You start by saving $1,000. You invest it in something that gives you a 10% return every year. The next year, you don't just earn 10% on the original $1,000. You earn 10% on the $1,100 you now have, because you've earned interest on both your initial investment and the interest it generated. This snowball effect, where your earnings grow exponentially, is the magic of compounding. It's a quiet powerhouse that works even when you're sleeping, making your money work harder than you ever could on your own. But here's the catch. The earlier you start, the better. Imagine waiting 10 years to start investing, compared to someone who starts right now. The difference? Well, that's a cliffhanger we'll get into shortly. 1. The promise of compounding, 0 30 to 200. Let's start with a simple question. What does compounding really mean? Imagine this. You start by saving $1,000. You invest it in something that gives you a 10% return every year. The next year, you don't just earn 10% on the original $1,000. You earn 10% on the $1,100 you now have, because you've earned interest on both your initial investment and the interest it generated. This snowball effect, where your earnings grow exponentially, is the magic of compounding. It's a quiet powerhouse that works even when you're sleeping, making your money work harder than you ever could on your own. But here's the catch. The earlier you start, the better. Imagine waiting 10 years to start investing, compared to someone who starts right now. The difference? Well, that's a cliffhanger we'll get into shortly. 2. The dangers of delay. Now here comes the part that might sting a little. The longer you wait, the less your money can grow. Let's say you start saving $100 a month at age 25, and you do this consistently for 40 years. If you invest that $100 with an average return of 7%, you could end up with over $200,000 by the time you're 65. But here's the kicker. What if you waited until you were 35? That 10-year delay might only leave you with around $120,000. That's nearly $80,000 less just because you didn't start earlier. I know it's tough to face, but this is the reality of compounding. Time is your most powerful ally, but also your biggest enemy when you wait too long. The fear of missing out is real. Time is ticking, and every day counts. And don't even think about getting rich quick schemes. They might sound exciting, but guess what? They usually end up being the opposite. And no, you're not going to strike gold with that one risky stock either. Compounding? That's the real treasure. 3. The true power of compounding. Now let's bring this back to why you're really here. How can you use this to create serious wealth? It's about making consistent, smart decisions. You don't have to be a finance expert or a millionaire to take advantage of compounding. Starting small is perfectly fine. What matters is consistency. The goal isn't to find the perfect investment, it's to make compounding work for you. Whether it's through stocks, bonds, retirement accounts, or even real estate, the principle stays the same. Money makes money, and the more time you give it, the more it multiplies. But here's the thing you need to know. There's a catch to making compounding work in your favor. And the reality is, if you don't know this one crucial fact, you could be missing out on huge potential gains. Let's just say this will change everything you thought you knew about wealth building. 4. The compounding secret you're not using. Okay, let's talk about the big secret, reinvesting your earnings. It's not enough to just let your money sit there, growing slowly. You need to be actively reinvesting your returns back into the market, letting that money earn even more. Think about this. The richest people in the world don't just invest, they compound their returns. They reinvest day after day, year after year. You don't have to be a billionaire to adopt this strategy. You just need the mindset of one. And here's something that might surprise you. The real wealth comes from not just making money, but from knowing where to park that money to get the highest return. What if there's a better way than the traditional stock market? This is the moment you'll want to pay close attention. 5 dash, the game-changing strategy for compounding. The right strategy can make your money grow exponentially. But here's where I have to give you a warning. Not understanding tax strategies could leave you vulnerable to losing huge chunks of your potential wealth. Stay with me here because in the next section, I'll reveal exactly how to leverage these tools. And I'll show you an example of how a small change in strategy could potentially double your results. 6. Making compounding work for you now. Here's the truth. Compounding works best when you take action now. Time is ticking, and every missed day is money left on the table. The best part? It's not too late. And even if you've never invested before, you can start today. What would it feel like to look back 10, 20, or even 30 years from now and realize you made the choice to start building your future today? Imagine the relief, the security, and yes, the freedom that comes with knowing you built your wealth on your terms. But don't just take my word for it. Get started and see for yourself how compounding works. Set up that investment account, learn about tax advantage accounts, and make those small but mighty steps toward financial independence. Are you ready to take control of your financial future? The key to building wealth isn't about working harder. It's about making your money work for you. And compounding is your secret weapon. For more strategies on how to make compounding work for you and learn about the power of compounding through real examples, don't let time slip away. Take action now and start building your legacy today.